What's up, blockchain? Tina TA, part 2 of the quick Bitcoin analysis. Well, this video will be quick. Reminder: Tina TA stands for totally inaccurate technical analysis. Not financial advice, educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Okay, weekly Bitcoin chart means weekly candles. Okay, let's just get rid of this. Cool. So I'll probably cover a couple of those shorter lower time frames as well. Alright, so this is clearly, well, at least to me, it's a head and shoulders. So there's the head, and there's the shoulder, and there's the right shoulder. Okay, head and shoulders, which means down. So supposedly it's that's like the neckline, where I have the line at the moment is like the neckline, and how much is this? Let me just, I don't want to measure this now. So from top to the neckline is how much, supposedly. I could be wrong on this. I'm probably wrong on this. Remember, it's totally inaccurate technical analysis. So this neckline here, distance from there is 43 to 68. So it's almost 30,000. So from here, 30,000 down. So 40 minus 30,000 is about 10. So it's about 12,000. So you want to go down to about 12. So right about here. Okay. So from the top here to the neckline here is what the potential is for downwards, okay, due to this head and shoulders. Okay, don't correct me if I'm wrong, because this title of this video is Tina TA, totally inaccurate technical analysis. Okay, so so it's roughly around here. So Bitcoin will very likely drop to around this point where I'm now, or just above 12,000. Okay, but it is definitely possible due to macroeconomic factors and other factors outside of the crypto space, short of some black swan event within the crypto space, that it will drop below 12k, below 10k even. Okay, but this, where I have my mouse point right now, that horizontal line, dotted line, Bitcoin is almost guaranteed to drop to that level at some point over the next couple of months, max, over the next 6 months max, in my opinion. Okay, not financial advice, do your own research, don't take my word for it, this is my opinion. Okay, so so yeah, it broke the, so just broke the neckline, obviously, and I already covered in the previous, so watch the previous video, part 1, if you haven't already. Okay, this is interesting, this volume graph down here on the weekly. Okay, it's obviously only from 2021, but on Bybit, but I don't know, is this trend just going to continue? Could be. Probably will. I mean, probably will just continue up like that. Is it a good sign? Yeah, it's definitely a good sign, a good thing. Okay, so what else can I read from this weekly time frame chart, weekly candle chart? So obviously try to recover and get back to all-time highs at this point, and then something, maybe corrupt forces kicked in to punch Bitcoin back down, because they don't want Bitcoin and the rest of crypto to succeed. I think this is what's happening here. Okay. Obviously, the Ukraine-Russia war had huge impacts on everything, but let's talk about timing. Yeah, timing. Timing is everything. A lot of the time. Okay, so yeah. This downwards, I mean, this is a long down. Okay, this is a long down. I mean, on the monthly. I mean, look at this. Look at this down in a space of November 21 to July 2022. This is just down. This is almost nothing. Down. I mean, this is unheard of almost. So Bitcoin and the whole crypto market is so underbought right now, so oversold right now. It's like an arrow waiting to be released. Okay. So yeah. Not that it's going to shoot up like a rocket when it eventually recovers the whole market. So it's either going to shoot up like a rocket, and if it's not, it's going to gradually go up like a snowball effect. Nothing can stop it. Or an avalanche, nothing can stop it. Okay. With small corrections and then back up. So this looks like a consolidation on a weekly chart at the moment. Okay, sideways consolidation. Where have we had it before on a weekly chart in the last year or so? I mean, that's not really. It's too much up and down movements. Yeah, not really. This is actually really the only time. This is the longest so far. Okay, so this is on the weekly for the last year. So, and is this a bull flag? I don't know. Anyway, daily chart. And let's just go back to the weekly quick and check the volume. Is that oversold? Oversold. I don't think that's an overbought. That was just an attempt to push it back up. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, let's go to the daily. Okay. So remember, when you want to see, you can't just use one of these time frames, okay? The bigger picture, the macro view, is on the higher time frames, obviously. So yeah, you can see the head and shoulders is pretty much basically done now. Well, not really, sorry. When at around just above 12k, around there, it's done. It's the story of the head and shoulders. This head and shoulders is done around here. It could be done around here. That's entirely possible, especially due to support levels potentially. I don't know, but it would be done around here completely. Okay, and then the head and shoulders doesn't have this head and shoulders doesn't have a story to tell anymore. Okay, but it still currently possibly has. But once it reaches this bottom here, or this level here, its story is the book is closed on this head and shoulders. So this is the weekly. Okay, so yeah, it's going sideways at the moment, and if we go back to the daily chart, so we're not talking about a head and shoulders now anymore, knowing that it could drop down to 13k or even 12k still, but right now it's consolidating sideways. So one of three things is gonna happen now in the next short term. Okay, short to maybe medium term, is it's going to just consolidate for a long time, months and months, sideways in this range, mostly, or it's going to drop down to around 13k, 12k, or it's going to consolidate still for a short while and then start going back up. I think that's unlikely. I think the most likely is consolidate sideways for a while, many months, or soonish over the next couple of weeks start dropping down to 13k, 12k, and then maybe consolidate further from there for months and months and months, and then either rocket up or start going back up slowly. I don't know. Very, very uncertain times ahead. Okay. Over the next coming years, over the next 5 to 10 years, Bitcoin and the rest of the good crypto projects, good altcoins will go up and up and up and up and up and up and up, most probably. Okay. Almost guaranteed. But yeah, something else I'm seeing here, noticed it just now, is that this is a higher low. So far it's a higher low. So, okay, bottom low, not necessarily the bottom, but higher low, and this could be a higher low. Is this a higher high than this one? Yeah, it is. So this could be a good sign, but as I say, macroeconomic factors, you can't just rely on technical analysis, and even less so TA, totally inaccurate technical analysis. But okay, macroeconomic factors, if this was going to mean that it's going to go back up, bullish pattern, then macroeconomic factors will most certainly cause it to drop. Okay, in my opinion. In my opinion. So yeah, but it's definitely not a bull flag forming here. It's not an ascending triangle either, or is it? It could be. If you see this around there, that could be the horizontal top of the triangle, and then from here up like that could be the ascending. So it could be an ascending triangle as well. Yeah, otherwise this would be a bearish. What is a bearish flag? Going up like that without it narrowing to a point. No, I can't remember. But this could be a bullish flag forming in terms of a ascending triangle. Well, a bullish flag doesn't have a horizontal top for the triangle, does it? I don't think so. A bullish flag doesn't have a horizontal triangle top or bottom. It's a bullish flag looks more like this brush. Bullish flag would be something like this. That's a bullish flag. Bullish flag, isn't it? And ascending triangle is that, and a descending triangle is that. Yeah, okay, good. Let's hide this again. Okay, so so I think this is an ascending triangle, which means it is entirely possible, well, if it's an ascending triangle, it's entirely possible that we will have a relief rally, another one, but maybe a bit bigger. Okay, and then it will drop again. So I think it would be foolish. Remember, this is not financial advice, but yeah, it will probably be foolish to put in longs now. Okay, thinking that it's gonna go. No. Be very careful if you thinking of trading or a trader, be very careful right now, okay? If you had to put a short or a long, I would do a short right now. I would do a short. I wouldn't do a long. I would do a short position with obviously risk management, okay? Stop losses and stuff like that, okay? What does a stop loss do? It stops a loss or a huge loss. That's actually a stop loss doesn't stop you from making losses unless you're very clever. And let me give an example. Say for example I buy in at this point here, so I put a long position in here. Cool, okay, and then it does this, think back to where I bought in, no problem for me, but just no profit yet. Some profit yet, but I didn't go out. Okay, cool. And because of my supreme TINA TA, totally inaccurate technical analysis, I start getting a feeling, a hunch that I need to start selling. So what do? Okay, when I bought in here, I may or may not have put a stop loss. Because a lot of the bots hunt stop losses. Okay, so if you put a stop loss too close, automated bots will, there's a good chance that your stop loss will be triggered via a candle tentacle spike going down just to trigger your stop loss, or a bunch of stop losses at similar levels than yours. Okay, just to give you the middle finger, and then it goes back up and then you've made a loss. So generally what I would do is I won't put a stop loss at all whatsoever, and if I did put a stop loss, it would be way down here, not anywhere close to where bots would be are roaming around like sharks. Okay, so either no stop loss or when I buy in, or way down here. So I buy in, and around here, if I did my analysis TINA TA properly, then I would think, okay, let me maybe put a stop loss above my buy-in point. So I can either put my stop loss just above my buy-in point, but then if it drops down to it, I don't make any profit. Then what was the whole point of all this? So what I generally try and do is I put a stop loss just above my buy-in point, and then just for a heck of it, double protection in case, because if something happens, some strange events happen, then sometimes it could just skip your stop loss. That's entirely possible. It has happened. It has happened. So I would put a static stop loss just above my buying point, and then a trailing stop. A trailing stop is a stop loss that moves with the current Bitcoin, with the current price. Okay, so you put it a certain percentage or a certain distance away from the current price, the trailing stop, and then as the trailing stop moves up, as the current price changes and moves up, your trailing stop follows it. Okay, and when the price starts going down, the trailing stop doesn't move, it just stays there. Okay, it only moves up when the current price starts moving up to new higher levels. Okay, and then the trailing stop follows it, because it needs to stay a certain distance, constant distance away from the current price, your trailing stop. Okay, with the only exception when the current price starts going down, the trailing stop doesn't also go down. It doesn't then that's the only exception where it doesn't keep the distance. So if it just goes down and down and down the current price, it will eventually trigger your trailing stop. Okay, and then it will sell you out for however much you said it must sell you out, or what. Yeah. So I put a stop loss just above my buying point as soon as I can, actually, but not when it's too close. So if I put my stop loss here when the current price is here, that's a bit close, because there it could potentially trigger my stop loss. So I wait and let it go. Yeah, okay, now I put my stop loss just above my buying point. Now I can't make a loss. Okay, so risk management. Okay, TINA TA, totally inaccurate technical analysis. So I've done my risk management quite nicely here. After I decided to do a smart buying point with my TINA TA, okay, which gave me the opportunity to eventually to wait it out. Okay, now the current price is here, and now I put my stop loss just above my buying point, taking into account fees and stuff. Okay, cool. Now I can't make a loss anymore. Now I'm waiting. Okay, now I'm seeing. Okay, now it looks like it's not going to go up anymore for the time being. It's going to start going down again. This is the short-term peak. Short-term peak. Okay, top. Short-term top. If I knew that, then I would decide for myself, because I would be waiting. Okay, when should I trigger the trailing stop? When should I add the trailing stop? Because unless you're a vampire and you never sleep, you can just follow the graph all the time and sit and trade all the time. But if you are sleeping, you want to make sure that you can still make a profit, unless you're trading with bots. That's another story. Videos on that another time. So that's where trailing stops come in useful if you do it right. Okay, so depends on you, personal choice when you want to activate your trailing stop. But yeah, so I decide here, okay, this seems like it's going to be the top, but I'm not sure. So I activate my trailing stop, and I don't want to put it too far away, because then my profit will be lower. So let me put my trailing stop maybe not too close, but maybe somewhere here. Okay, so I already make a profit. Okay, if it triggers this line where I'm now, I make a bit of a profit there. Okay, hopefully it will go up so that my trailing stop can move up as well, and then if it comes down, it triggers it on that high level. But anyway, so it starts there, the trailing stop, and I'm hoping that the price will go further up. Okay, so that my trailing stop can also go further up. So I put it a certain distance away. Cool. But the graph, as you see here, didn't go up. It went down. So it eventually triggered my trailing stop where it is now, that line, and I made that little bit of a profit. Okay, and no losses, obviously. Same with a short. If you I don't know if this qualifies as TINA TA, totally inaccurate technical analysis, but it's educational. So if you did a short position, you would probably think this might be a good point. Let's see, this might be a good point to enter a short. So you enter the short here, you enter the short there, and you put your stop loss in there. As soon as it reaches somewhere yet far enough, you think, okay, now I can put my stop loss just above my buying point for my short, and around here you decide, okay, put my trailing stop here to start there, and now it moves down here. You're lucky you were right in your TINA TA analysis, and at this point, when it reaches this point here, my trading stop is here, and now it goes there, and here it triggers my trading stop. So I've made a profit of this much. I've made a profit of this much, whatever that profit is, okay, with a short position going down. I couldn't make any losses because there was a trading stop in the way and a static stop loss in the way, which I added just here above my buying, well, below my buying point, because this is a short with a long just above my buying point, to take into account fees, okay, exchange fees. So short just under your buy-in point. You put the stop loss as soon as you can, not too close to the current price, otherwise the bots will trigger it. And then trailing stop, you wait and wait. When you do a buy-in, you can do add your trailing stop immediately as well, but there's risks to make a loss, when unnecessary losses, okay. So it's best to just make sure you do good buy-in points. What is a good buy-in point? A good buy-in point is a buy-in point which will give you the opportunity to add your stop loss above your buy or below your buy-in points, depending on whether you're doing a long or a short position, so that you cannot make a loss anymore whatsoever. That's a good buy-in point. That's the first thing. Second thing is, now you want to try and make sure that you make a nice, as big, make a profit, okay. So you can use your stop loss to make a profit, but yeah, if trailing stop is a functionality that is available to you, I would rather use the trailing stop. A smarter way of doing it. So yeah, using your stop losses wisely after you did your buy-ins properly. So do your research, do your homework, okay, educate yourself, so that you can know when it should be a good buy-in point or not, because then you'll get the opportunity, if it's a good buy-in point, you'll get the opportunity to do a good to add your stop loss above your buy-in point for a long position and below your buy-in point for a short position. And then once you've done that, you cannot make a loss anymore. So if you're a day trader, more short-term trading, this will work nicely, because now you can do a trading stop to maximize your profits. In case you're sleeping and it suddenly changes direction, the price movement, the graph, and it goes back towards your buy-in point, but now you've got a trailing stop, which means that it cannot trigger your static stop loss, but because your trailing stop is above, closer to the current price than your static stop loss, okay. So, and your static stop loss is just above your buy-in point, okay. So now you can make a bit of a profit while you're sleeping. If you didn't have that trailing stop and it went all the way back to your buy-in point, it would trigger the stop loss, and you wouldn't make a loss, but you would barely make any profit, okay, and all that trading would be for nothing. So use stop losses, static stop losses and trailing stops wisely, okay. If you know how to buy in good buy-in points, and you know this strategy with the trailing, the static stop losses and the trailing stops, you can't go wrong. Okay, not financial advice, educational, informational, and entertaining. Okay, but yeah, so that's the long and the short of it. Now, let's quickly clear this. And okay, I think what's going to happen here is either it's because soon, I think it's Wednesday, but soon this week, another inflation related rates announcement. I think it's going to hammer the markets. So this might go down either to here or even lower. Okay. It's definitely possible for it to go back up soon, but I don't think that's, I mean, maybe this will happen. Go down here and then back up. I don't know, not too sure. So be very careful. Short or longs are very risky at this stage. If I had to, I would go for a short at this stage. Okay. And I would make sure that I do aggressive risk management. Okay, so let's go to the, this could continue. This pattern. Let me just get this out of the way. This pattern, let me just get my pencil back, brush back. Okay, so this, let me just draw this actually, trend line. This is most probably not what's happening, okay, so don't take this line seriously. It's not impossible that this is going to happen, but very unlikely. So and possibly smaller, it could be, who knows. Yeah, anyway. Okay, this is a possibility, but it's unlikely that that's going to happen. Okay, very unlikely. What does it look like on a weekly? It's too steep in my opinion, really too steep. I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but I think it's too steep, even if it was going to do that. I could be wrong though. But yeah. So if you want to do the day trading, very short time frame, small time frames trading, yes, then you can buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Okay. But yeah, once again, not financial advice. Not qualified financial advice, just my TINA TA advice, which is not financial advice, it's just educational, informational and entertaining. Okay, cool, let's go to 4-hour time frame. So for those of you who still don't understand this, see this, see these two humps here, these two waves or peaks here. Okay, now I go to the 4-hour time frame. Jesus. That confused the heck out of me. It's my mouse, it's because I'm holding the button in. Okay, anyway, let's do this again. These two humps, these two peaks, okay? Now on a 4-hour time frame, it's these two. Okay? As you can see, it's zoomed in. So from the daily time frame, daily candles. Now when I go to the 4-hourly, I'm zooming in. Okay? Now these candles are not day candles anymore. Each of these candles are not a day doesn't represent a day. They now are 4-hourly. Okay, so for all your newbies out there, each of these candles represents a day of trading, a trading movement in the markets or in the Bitcoin market. Okay, on a 4-hour time frame, each of these candles represent 4 hours of market movements in the Bitcoin market, trading movements, buy and sell movements. Okay, fear and greed, buy, greed, sell, fear. Okay, it's all psychological. In fact, all of this that you're seeing here, all of these patterns is psychologically controlled. the primary driver behind all of these candles, besides corruption and all that stuff, is fear and greed, psychological. Okay? So whenever you see ups, okay, this is a combination of longs and shorts, so it makes it a little bit more complicated. But if this was only, for example, only long positions, then the ups would be greed and the downs, the red candles, would be fear. Okay, fear. Fear selling, greed buying, fear selling, greed buying. But remember, a lot of this is shorting as well. A lot of traders are doing shorting positions as well, where they trade downwards. In other words, they buy in here and they sell here for profit. So buy in at this point, sell at this point for profit. That's shorting the market. Okay. Longing the market is when you do the opposite, which is generally what most people do. Buy in here, sell there for a profit. Okay, but you can short by buy there and sell there. That's called a shorting. Or you can do both at the same time sometimes, depending on how you do it. So 4-hour time frame. I think this video is now, this recording is getting a bit long, so I'll start ending it soon. I wanted to keep it much shorter, but anyway, I'll try next time. Okay, so this is the two peaks from the daily that I showed you. Okay, so generally, if you want to see what it's going to do in a very short term, low time frames, then you zoom in, like what's it's going to do in the next hour. Okay, let's see. It looks like there's a bit of a buy volume here, buy pressure here. What is it? Let's see, in the next hour. Let me look at it. 15-minute time frame. So these are 15-minute candles. Okay, so what can it tell me? If I want to know what it's going to do in the next hour on an hourly time frames, what can the 15-minute one help me see? Okay, it looks like it might be turning around here because let's see the volume. Huge sell, at least on a 15-minute time scale. Okay, I can't say too much. I'm not looking at MACDs and stuff like that, just volume. But this looks like it could be maybe a relief rally, a little bit like a mic and small time scales back up a little bit, slightly, a little bit, who knows. And on a 15, and then if you go down to the 5-minute, okay, so you can see for the newbies out there, you can see this last candle here is a 15-minute, well, all of them, but this 15-minute candle, yeah, if I go to the 5-minute one, then this 15-minute one becomes 3 5-minute ones. So the last 3 candles here, this one, and this one, that is that 15-minute candle here at the end. So this candle at the end is these 3 candles at the end here. 1, 2, 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay? 5, 5, 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Okay? So it might be doing a similar thing to what it did there. So it might be going back up and then it goes down again. So it might be doing that. Or it could be going back up. Let's see the volume. Let's see if we can see anything from the volume, or tell anything from the volume. Not yet. Let's go to the daily time frame. Also not too much. Interesting. I can't tell too much right from this at the moment. There's nothing. It's not Yeah, it's not going. The volume is not dropping. That's what I'm trying to say. The volume is not dropping. Okay. In terms of going less volume, less volume, less volume, less volume, less volume, less volume, I'm not seeing that, which could be an indicator of a big movement coming. Anyway, I'm going to start with the next videos and so on. I'll start adding more indicators like Bollinger Bands, which are some of my favorites. And yeah, I hope this was useful and entertaining. I think a bit long. Try and make it shorter. As I make more of these videos, I'll try and make it shorter and shorter and shorter, because I generally don't like too long videos to watch. So I'll try and keep it shorter. But Bollinger Bands, Bollinger indicators. Come on, I just pressed on you. Bollinger. Keep my caps off. Let's just add them now. Okay. Alright, so those are Bollinger Bands. Okay. Very, 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 very useful. Okay. I'll start covering them in next videos. I just want to see on the daily. Okay, on a daily I can see something happening there. Okay, time frame too small for Bollinger in terms of monthlies. Amount of months, I think it needs 19 months to 19 units, 19 periods. On a monthly, the Bollinger system needs 19 months to start forming Bollinger Bands. On a weekly, 19 weeks to start forming Bollinger Bands. And so it's always 19. Like on a daily, 19 days to start forming Bollinger Bands. That's what it needs to calculate. Okay, the amount of periods that it needs to start calculating so that it can start drawing the Bollinger Bands. Anyway, on a daily I can see a narrowing. Okay, whenever you have a narrowing, sudden narrowing of the Bollinger Bands, it almost always indicates a big move coming to the up or to the down, depending on what's happened before. A while before it. Okay, in terms of what happens. Just in short, for example, it probably closed outside of the Bollinger Band here, and when it does that, it's an indication that it could go further down. Okay, and the opposite is true as well. So it probably closed here outside again, which could be an outside of the bottom Bollinger Band, which could be an indicator that it's going to drop further. Okay, I haven't checked this yet. I might check it soon, tomorrow or so. But it's just it's most likely the case, and which could be a strong indicator that it's going to drop down further. Besides other indicators as well. Okay, so but this narrowing is guaranteed that it's either going to go up, big movement, like in this size. Okay, so maybe back to late 20s, or which in my case is more likely 13, 12k, around there. That's what I suspect is going to happen within the next week or couple of weeks. Okay, max. Yeah, okay, and that's the end of the video. Sorry it was a bit much longer than I planned, but yeah, I'll try and make it much shorter with the next videos, and I'll start covering other crypto coins, altcoins as well. Okay, but I probably mostly focus on Bitcoin. I don't know, I'll see. But I'll start covering other coins as well. You're welcome to Say in the comments what coins you would like me to cover. But remember, this is Tina TA, totally inaccurate technical analysis. Okay, good. Thanks for watching, and hit the bell button and subscribe if you haven't yet, and share my channel with your network, please. Your support is really much appreciated. Thank you. Cool, see you in the next